welcome to you wherever you are watching us from. This is an English edition of Dalsan TV, Somalia's top TV station. Let's have a look at some of our top stories. National Intelligence Agency has seized container of military equipment which was intended for Al-Shabaab. Somalia's air traffic revenue soars after Class A airspace upgrade. Al-Shabaab leader Mahad Agadoub dead after pursuit by government forces. And Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre reiterates commitment to improving education sector. Welcome back. Somalia's aviation authority has made a significant move, upgrading their airspace from Class G to Class A. This move was undertaken with the aim of improving safety and efficiency in the increasingly busy Somali airspace. Now the Aviation Authority has announced that this upgrade not only achieved its intended goals, but has also proved to be very profitable. Somalia's Aviation Authority made a significant move, upgrading their airspace from Class G to Class A. This move was undertaken with the aim of improving safety and efficiency in the increasing busy Somali airspace. Now, the Aviation Authority has announced that its upgrade not only achieved its intended goals, but has also proved to be very profitable. According to the Aviation Authority, the revenue collection from the air traffic has significantly increased since the upgrade. Before the upgrade, Somalia's airspace was considered Class G, which meant that aircraft navigated based on visual flight rules without any air traffic control. However, since it was upgraded to Class A, Somalia can now fully function air traffic service, which has attracted many international flights per day. The Aviation Authority reported that in the months since the upgrade, revenues from air traffic have shown impressive growth.
oo ah dhamaystirkii shuruucdii lagu shaqeyn lahaa technically hay'adda duulista rayidka Soomaaliyeed ay ku shaqeyn lahayd. Halkaas waxaa yaala mudan ra'iisul wasaare 100 buug oo ka koobma 19 qaybood oo mataqaanaa shaqadii lagu qaban lahaa hay'adda duulista rayidka dhinaca safety-ga, security-ga, dhinac walba oo maaragtay technically oo hay'addu ay ku shaqeyso airport nooc walba u saabsan ayaa halka yaala. History-ga aviation-ka Soomaaliya uu soo maray waa laga sheekeeyay. Burburkii dalka kadib runtii dhaawac weyn ayaa gaaray. Laakiin alxamdulillah muddo kooban oo 4 sano gudaheeda ayaa waxaan ka soo kabanay burburkii gaaray duulista Soomaaliya. Dhinaca shuruucda regulationskii ugu dambeeyay waa kuwaasaan hor yaala. Insha Allah sanadkan intuu soo dhamaan waxaan rajaynaynaa sidoo kale amendment inaan ku sameeyno sharciga guud oo active.
As more airlines became aware of this update, air traffic in Somalia's airspace will likely increase further and the country will earn even more revenue. The move to upgrade was praised by industry experts for being a much-needed operational improvement in Somalia's aviation sector. Class A airspace is known to be safer and more efficient, allowing for more frequent and more diverse international flights. Somalia's strategic position on the Horn of Africa has now enabled it to become a significant link between East and West Africa, providing easier access for travelers, especially freight transporters. Ahmed Muallim, the Director General of Somalia's Civil Aviation Authority, noted that the development aligns with the government's agenda of fostering economic growth through the aviation.
waqtigiina sharafta leh iyo sida aad noogu casuumaadeen aad u aqbasheen hay'adda duulista rayidka Soomaaliyeed tiirar badan ayay ku shaqeysaa laakiin tiirka ugu muhiimsan oo rabo in maanta highlight gareeyo waa tiirka dhaqaalaha markasta oo aad maqasho shuruucda duulista rayidka la dhameystiray airspace upgrade la sameeyay kooda la soo celiyay international airline bilaabatay qalab cusub la rakibay kulligood waxay isugu tagayaan kor u qaadida dakhliga Soomaaliya hay'addu waxay soo saari jirtay 20 milyan 21 milyan sanadkii hadda waxaan gaarnay juunta soo socota hadduu ilaa yaraa laga bilaabo 29 milyan oo hawada ka soo xaroonaysa iyo 4 milyan camal oo ka soo xaroonaysa dakhliga gudaha oo sida fasaxyada aan bixino iyo foreign operator certificate wax la yiraahdo bixino iyo diyuuradaha taargada aan siinayno marka together 30 milyan ayaa from June insha Allah hiigsanayna taas waxay abuuri doontaa shaqo abuur badan ayay dhalinyarada Soomaaliyeed u noqonaysaa wadankana GPD-giisa wax badan ayay ku soo kordhi doontaa marka insha Allah taala video iyo marti sharaf badan iyo khubaro iyo wasiiradii xodogaal ah horumarka ay samaysay ayaa iiga dambeyn doona waxaan rabaa in aan fursadan uga
This move is a promising sign as Somalia has been working hard to rebuild its aviation industry and infrastructure which had been destroyed by decades of conflict. With the likelihood of increased air traffic, the revenue collection from air traffic is expected to increase even further, making this a promising sign for Somalia's aviation industry. Meanwhile, the National Intelligence Agency has announced that they have intercepted a second container at the Mogadishu port containing military equipment intended for Al-Shabaab. This seizure came just days after similar incident occurred on Wednesday. The National Intelligence and Security Agency NISA has announced that they have intercepted a second container at the Mogadishu port containing military equipment intended for Al-Shabaab. This seizure came just days after similar incident occurred on Wednesday. Furthermore, an explosive device was also seized at Aden Ade International Airport, which was imported from abroad and intended for Al-Shabaab's use. According to the Ministry of State for Security, Mohammed Ali Haga, NISA has been working tirelessly to prevent Al-Shabaab from receiving weapons and equipment that could be used to harm the people of Somalia. NISA also noted that despite they remain vigilant in their effort to stop illegal arms smuggling into Somalia, the agency has also noted an increase in such activities during the pandemic due to the disruption of international trade, creating opportunities for illicit arms dealers to exploit the situation. This latest seizure not only marks another win for NISA, but it also sends a clear message that any attempt to smuggle arms to terrorist organizations in Somalia will be met with a robust response from the government. The Minister of State of Security emphasized that the government is determined to eradicate terrorism in the country and protect its citizens from harm. Al-Shabaab, a militant Islamist group originating from Somalia, has waged a long insurgency against the country's government, seeking to establish an Islamic state. The group has been responsible for numerous attacks on civilians and military targets both with Somalia and its neighboring countries. In the past, the group has been linked to numerous illicit arms deals which have enabled them to carry out their violent activities. However, with the continued efforts of NISA, it is hoped that the access to such weaponry will be severely restricted. Elsewhere, the federal government has undertaken leadership of Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre has reiterated its commitment to improving the education sector and working conditions for teachers. Speaking during a graduation ceremony for teachers who will be deployed to various parts of the country, the Prime Minister emphasized that his government is fully committed to ensuring that all children in the country have access to quality education.
The federal government of Somalia, under the leadership of Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre, has reiterated its commitment to improving the education sector and working conditions for teachers. Speaking during graduation ceremony for teachers who will be deployed to various parts of the country, the Prime Minister emphasized that his government is fully committed to ensuring that all children in the country have access to quality education.
haddaan dalkan 4.5 laga qaban dal ma noqonayo qodobka saddexaad la dagaalanka musuqmaasuqa oo cadawga kale jira oo dalkan leeyahay oo profoundka ma aha wax hadda bilowday ma aha waa wax guryaheena yaala waay musuqmaasuq Soomaali waa meheradeedii musuqmaasuqu guryaheenu ku dhex jiraa gurigu ka imaadaa fududeedu gurigu ka soo baxdaa waxay taalaa private-ka waxay taalaa public-ga waxyaabaha aan sheegayo qolqolka aan ka soo cabnay qolqolka aan ka soo barannay iyo environment-ga ayuu musuqmaasuqa ayuu asal ka yahay drug wax la yiraahdo soo baxay.
The government's commitment towards education is a positive sign, especially given the many challenges the sector has faced in Somalia over the years. One of the main issues has been a severe shortage of skilled teachers, particularly beyond the major cities such as Mogadishu. Education, Heritage and Higher Education Minister Farah Abdul Qadir emphasized the importance of training more teachers to ensure that there are enough trained educators in Somalia.
dowladda Soomaaliya waa cid saaratay culayska cid dusha saaratay waa shacabka Soomaaliyeed ee canshuurta bixiya ee waliba iyagoo abaar ku jira iyagoo faqiir ah iyagoo colaad ku jira go'aan ku gaaray inay canshuur bixiyaan si canshuurtaas loogu shaqaalaysiiyo macallimiin caruurtooda wax barto marka runtii waxaan jeclahay mar kale in shacabka loogu celiyo canshuur bixiyaasha Soomaaliya haddaan canshuurta bixino dadkeena waxaan u qaban karnaa ama waxa ay heli karaan khidmo munaasab ku ay heli karaan gacan hoorsi markii aan shaqada bilaabay ra'iisul wasaaruhu ii dhiibay orod deeq bixiyaashii aaway adduunkii aaway hebelow aaway kan aaway wixii oo dhan waxay isugu dhamaadeen waxyaabo yaryar iyo mashaariic yaryar isugu dhamaadeen laakiin dadka Soomaaliyeed ee canshuurta bixiyo waayo waxa keenay fursadda ah in dadkeenu ay wax bartaan.
He asserted that the government plans to ensure that all schools have the necessary number of teachers and enough resources to provide quality education to the learners. Education has been a particular challenge for Somalia, with conflicts and displacement affecting access to schools, teachers, and resources across the country. Nevertheless, it is heartening to see the government's commitment to improving the education sector, which is vital in the country's overall development. Improving the education sector is linked to the federal government's larger goals of boosting the economy and alleviating poverty among the Somali people.
Now, meanwhile, the Somali government has confirmed that the death of Mahad Afgadoub, a high-ranking Al-Shabaab leader. According to the federal government press release, Afgadoub experienced a heart attack while trying to escape the advancing government forces near Galgaduud region. The Somali government has confirmed the death of Mahad Agadoub, a high-ranking leader of Al-Shabaab. According to a government press release, Agadoub experienced a heart attack while trying to escape the advancing government forces near Galad in the Galgaduud region. Agadoub had reportedly led Al-Shabaab and oversaw security in several areas of the Galgaduud region. He was also responsible for leading Al-Shabaab's extortion network in districts including Mahan, Tawfiq, Ali Farah, Budbud, and El Raydab. Government sources state that Agadoub was apprehended during an operation by government forces in the Tawfiq area, roughly 15 kilometers north of Galad. During the operation, 2 of Agadoub's bodyguards were detained and 2 other fighters were arrested. Al-Shabaab fighters launched a counter-offensive against the military unit responsible for capturing Agadoub. Despite his efforts to flee, a wounded Agadoub succumbed and died after a 3-kilometer run due to a cardiac arrest. Thank you so much for watching Dalsan TV, Somalia's #1 TV station. My name is Abdulrazak Ali. Have a lovely evening.